different kinds of candy. You got pickles, you got Cokes, you got popcorn, M&M's.
I just want to make sure they had their rating.
Oh my God, you know, and then the 5-year-old's like big pop pretzel with cheese to dip it in.
David Bailey. You son, I know you saw that.
So it's like whatever you want to eat in Vegas, they'll probably be all right.
It's going to be great tomorrow.
Yeah.
And he didn't see me.
I heard you the other day.
Because my eyes are my finger and so is not the play.
Who's favoring it now?
They'll be right.
They're just gonna wrap it up here. So it is interesting. They just called it. Probably for safety. Oh, yeah. They wouldn't bring it.
It says here, focus on ESPN.
I don't know if it was a dislocation or anything, because he definitely get it to a little bit more eyes.
Maybe even more so.
It would be like a small fracture. He is.
Hey, as of now, Cam Dicki, Jacob Rodriguez, David Bailey, and Sheridan Wilson right now from the
David Bailey or Miller Height.
Sheridan. right, we'll start with the statement from Coach, then we'll jump into questions.
Man, it's great to see everybody, especially after a win. I was really proud of the way our guys responded. You know, in the first half, once again we kind of shot ourselves in the foot, and we had to kick a couple of field goals. And then defensively, we blew a couple of coverages. That's how they, got in the end zone. And what I was really proud is, we came in at halftime and, we asked the guys to, take a deep breath and of course, hydrate and let us make some adjustments. And they adjusted. They whenever Coach Wood, came in and whenever Coach Mack came in and talked about, hey, this is where our eyes need to be, on defense and on offense of, hey, we're going to come out and we're going to run the football and we're going to run the football and we're going to run the football. And those guys felt like we had some really good runs. So really proud of our team. It's funny, the first couple of weeks, everybody asked, how are these guys going to respond? We haven't had any adversity. We've had a couple of adversity in the first half, the last 2 weeks, and we've responded really well. So I'm proud of how they played tonight, and it was great to go 1-0 this week and get to 6-0.
Start with Joe right here.
Could you talk about the physical nature of your skill position players on offense?
Yeah, we felt that was one thing. It's a great question. We felt that we had some really good matchups with our guys. Like if you think about everybody's 6'2" or better. They do a great job and take great pride in blocking. Coach Juice does a good job, and then we've got 2 tight ends that are extremely physical, and it paid off because those long runs happen. Touchdown runs whenever you're going 70 and 60 and whatever they were. It happens because you've got great perimeter blocking and great downfield blocking, and so I thought those guys did a really good job, and they are physical. They take a lot of pride in being the most physical team, and that's what we ask our guys to do. Whenever you turn on the tape tomorrow, did you give everything you got, and were you the most physical player on the field?
Go ahead, Jared.
Coach, you and Coach Leipold seemed to have a heated exchange after the game. Can you share anything from that?
No, it's frustrating. I'm frustrated. I know he was frustrated. We've got a new rule in this league, and we know the rule, and we didn't follow it, and we got penalized tonight. 2 15-yard penalties, and he was frustrated on that side. And we got to be better. We've got to do a better job. We got to find a way to do a better job as a whole, all of us. And we will. I mean, we've got 2 weeks to have a better plan and get the point across of, what the rule is, because it's gonna catch up with us. I mean, the first one nearly did. Because the game was a little bit tighter than what you wanted, but it's going to catch up with us, and it's frustrating because it's kind of like whenever I talk to the guys, make it about the football, and so if you get any kind of extracurricular penalties, like we had a 15-yarder late in the game, hey, you made it about you, and so if you're throwing tortillas more than once, now it becomes all about you. Like really are you? Is that a Red Raider, or is that like if you came to the game and you love this team and you're passionate about this team, but yet you're going to throw another tortilla and it's against the rules? So we've got to do a better job, and I've got to do a better job at expressing to the fans how important they are, because the atmosphere tonight was absolutely incredible, electric. We walked into the stadium. The students were already there. We came out during warm-up. The farthest student section was already filled. I mean, we have the best students in the country, and, man, they rallied, and I thought it was great when the defense came on the field. But it's kind of like I tell my team, and I told Chris Lovell earlier, man, I think we've got a whole nother gear. We haven't come close to playing as good as we can play. I think this stadium and this fan base has a whole nother gear. I think we can be even louder, and I would focus on that. I think that's what we need to focus on whenever it comes to what we need to do as a fan base.
Coach, do you have an update on Barron and Skylar?
Both, I feel a little better. We'll see again tomorrow. You never know, but I feel a little better about Skylar. It was precautionary with his ankle. It was his ankle. He got leg whipped pretty good, friendly fire. And, he actually, once we did everything and they checked him out, we took him into the indoor, and one of our trainers, Erica, took him in the indoor, really put a good tape job on it and tried to get him going. He didn't look great, and so we put him in a boot. We'll see tomorrow exactly, where he is. And then with Barron, it's the same leg that happened against Arkansas Pine Bluff, and I know he's really frustrated. And again, we'll see more, tomorrow. You kind of get initial reads and everything and what it is, but you're going to see a lot. We'll see a lot more tomorrow. And the great thing is we have the best trainers in America. I mean, Mike and his crew are the absolute best. Y'all have seen that, and Dr. Crawford and Dr. Fye and that group. And so if they could play and get them ready for next Saturday, then they'll be on the field.
Go Sean and Collier.
Coach, talk about the adjustments Cam Dickie has made to find the open holes and make the holes that he needed to make to get those 13 big plays for 306 yards for the entire rushing team.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. Well, I think it starts, one, with the scheme. I think that Clay McGuire, Josh Cochran, Mac, Garrett, those guys, and it goes back to Juice on the perimeter, but those guys, I thought they came up with a really good scheme of what we could do against them. They had trouble last week stopping the run against UCF, and so we felt like we could come in this game and run the football. I think we got away from it a little bit, and that's why we kind of stalled a couple times. And one, I thought, you could have run through the first hole. Now, me and you wouldn't have had a touchdown, but you could have run through the first hole. It opened up, like the Red Sea. But after that, I thought the offensive line really played well. Really came off the football. We had a couple of, gap schemes that hit, but our inside zone was hitting. And, Cam Dickie, man, he's special. We worked our butts off to get him here. We were afraid that a couple other schools were going to jump in late. And, his mom and dad assured us that he was going to be a Red Raider. And, man, we're really glad that he is.
Collier in the back.
Coach, you guys have been getting pressure on teams, but tonight you were able to get to them 9 times. I guess your thoughts on the ability to do that finally, and also A.J. Holmes specifically, kind of a side note there, coming in Skylar Gill Howard's place.
Yeah, really proud of A.J., man, because, those guys play equal time, but he really had to step up, and that was the thing that I asked the D-line. Whenever we didn't know exactly how bad it was, and I was like, what would he do? He would step up for you, so you guys got to have great energy. But we had some different games on tonight that we haven't run before that we felt like we needed to try to keep that quarterback in the pocket. I thought we were really physical up front, and really got after their offensive line. There was a couple other times that we had 9 sacks. I think it's a school record. But the very first second down, we have a sack, and, we don't counter. Skylar Gil Howard's the one that should have sacked the quarterback. He got pushed by the quarterback on the game and didn't, he should have countered, and he counters right into a sack, and I thought those guys did that. And then I thought after that first one to where we allowed the quarterback to get out, those guys did a good job of rushing, as a group instead of rushing just as single people. And then, man, those like David and all that all line, man, they got huge hands. They're really just grip, strength, and everything like that. Because there's so many times you think a guy's going to get out and they get the guy down.
Go Ty, then Chuck, then Jared.
How important was it for Hammond's comfortability and confidence that Cameron Dickie had already established the run so effectively?
Yeah, it was funny. After that first series, I said, do we need to run you, Will, to get hit so you can get going in this game? And I've had quarterbacks like that kind of need that a little bit. But I don't think anybody that's been around Will Hammond is surprised about what he's doing, and anybody that knows who he is. We're really fortunate that we have a really good quarterback room, and they play off each other. But once again, and you hate it because I thought Barron was playing really well. But once again, you have a guy coming off the bench. A.J. Holmes is very similar. You got guys that are that are coming off and having to do more, and they're ready to go, and it's because they care a lot about this team instead of themselves, and that makes a big difference.
Coach, a lot will be made about the sacks, which you just commented on, but the downfield tackling by your defense tonight. Can you just comment about how they have come along for you?
Yeah, that's one strength, I think, that our safeties, starting off with Cole and BJ and you got John Curry playing that star, and A.J. McCarty. I thought he did a really good job. I mean, those guys, that's one thing they do. They do a really good job tackling, and that's a big part. That was what was frustrating about their 2 touchdowns, is because they didn't earn it, or it was big plays. I mean, we talk about all the time, make them earn everything, every inch, and I thought those guys did. They were really physical in the secondary.
What's up with the lay?
That's good. Thank you for asking. So CJIU's mom, she gave me one Utah week. I've got it in my office, and she was here again tonight, and so she gave me this, and so I kept it on. She's a pretty awesome lady, and CJ's one of my favorite humans in the world, so I appreciated that.
Jared in the back.
Joey, I guess you talked about the scheme and how well y'all schemed up the run game and how well Cam did, but I thought Howard and Ponton did a really good job blocking in space tonight. Just how big was it for them to step up, and that whole unit as a whole to step up in the run game?
Yeah, that was a play, our kick play with the tackles. It's we felt like we had an advantage there. We've got 2 really athletic tackles, and that's part of their superpowers. They're really long and athletic and really run. And, they did a good job. I thought that was huge. And then I thought, Cam really felt good. So did Jacoby. Jacoby had some good runs in the first half, and Cam was a hot guy, and he was really hot, and so we rode him. But I thought he did a good job of reading their blocks.
You talked about it happening earlier in the week, but those Tech football alumni coming in before the game, talking to your guys, what message did they deliver to your guys, and what do you think they took away from that going into the game?
I think, more than anything, what we talked about right before we came out was, how much the double team means to the guys that were in that locker room, and I think it meant a lot to our players to see those guys in there, and you had some great Red Raiders here tonight, it meant a lot. And then after the game, they were in there, shaking hands and everything with the players. So, the more our guys understand how important this place is, and how lucky they are to be a part of something so special, and our guys know that, and these alumni get to show it to them of what it's done for them. It just makes us closer as a team.
Finish with Don.
Joey, on the radio broadcast, they said that you game plan to go more to Cam because Jacoby was a little bit limited, had like an ankle deal.
Yeah, from last week. He could go, and did. He played well, but then once we kind of got rolling with Cam, he had 21 carries, 264 yards. We just went with it. He was hot. He was in a groove.
And following up on Skylar and Barron, were either of those guys X-rayed when you took them in?
Skylar was, because Skylar was, and his was negative. That's why we got him back. I don't think that Barron was, but I don't know that 100%. Once they said Barron was out, I didn't ask past that. I went to get Will going. But Skylar's was negative, so that's why we thought, to kind of get him going. He's a tough guy. It'd be interesting, exactly what it is with Skylar to see how fast he could be back, if he could be back for Arizona State.
I guess what's your concern level like if Barron has to miss any time?
I feel, I feel great about Will. He's playing at a high level, and I really feel good. I've been high. He was a captain tonight. I'm really high on Mitch, as a quarterback. Griffiths. He's won games in the ACC, and he was a captain at one point at Wake Forest, and so I feel really good about. And he is more comparable to Will, not as big, but comparable to Will. Then he's more comparable to Barron. He's a runner. He can really run. He's got a couple of different nicknames that our guys have nicknamed because he can flat out run.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank y'all.
Sheridan Wilson or Cam Dickey? Sean?
Cam, how did today feel different for you?
Oh, I felt great. You know, I felt like we had a great week of practice, and I feel like all led up to the game, and yeah, a great day.
Coach said that me or him could have run through that first hole. Talk about that first run.
Can't lie, he was telling the truth on that one. That one was wide open. O-line did a great job, split like the Red Sea, and just off to the races.
What does it feel for you when you have Sheridan and the rest of the O-line opening up holes where it's easy for you?
The boys, they make it easy. Had a great night tonight, and yeah, just put it all on them. So.
Sheridan, what was the difference in the game for you guys today?
Well, first, I think Coach Leftwich and Coach Clay had a great game plan going into this. The main thing was communication. So we knew that Kansas liked to stem a lot, change fronts, and I think that was lacking in games prior. So I think our communication was just much better, and then we were able to create big holes like that.
What does this team still have to offer? You've won all your games, but there's still something left in the tank for both of you.
I mean, yeah, y'all haven't even seen our best play yet. That's the scary part. I think if we eliminate penalties, obviously, I think that's something that we've kind of struggled with all year. And then less hits on the quarterback. Obviously, Barron left the game, but shout out to Will Hammond for coming in and stepping up. I think he did a very, very good job.
You repeat the question? Sorry about that.
Cam, what did preparation look like this week for you with Jacoby being a little bit more limited in practice?
Really, coach is taking care of Jacoby this week, and I feel like I got a few more reps in practice, and I feel like that really helped out for the game. So.
How did you feel with the extended workload?
It wasn't too much. Just another day. So I feel like it was a great week.
And then Sheridan, you've now transitioned with quarterbacks a few times this season just because Barron has gone down with a leg injury. How has that been for you? How does the offensive line adjust? Do you stay the same in everything, or is there anything y'all change based on Hammond's cadence?
Oh, yeah, I mean, obviously we stay the same. I think, again, Will does a great job getting us hyped up. Like, we trust Will 100%. If Barron goes down, it's the next man up mentality. Yeah.
Cam, I guess it just looked a lot different with Will back there. I mean, just knowing that he's a more viable running threat. I guess how did you feel like maybe that affected their defense, knowing that they couldn't really key in on you anymore? They kind of had to pay attention to both of you guys.
Yeah, kind of knowing that, I felt like they had to respect Will. If he would have pulled it, he pulled it on one of the plays down in the red zone, and yeah, I feel like that helped up the run game. So.
And Sheridan, it feels like y'all have done fairly well pass blocking so far, but then tonight, of course, y'all, 372 yards on the ground. That's a big part of what y'all do as well. I guess how did it feel for you and your whole unit just to step up and really have a good day run blocking?
Oh man, it was amazing. I'm glad that we finally got to show the country that we can run the football.
I just have one question for both of you guys. Throughout this whole week in preparation, Coach McGuire really challenged the crowd to step up in the big moments. What did you think of their response and also the blackout atmosphere?
You want to go first, man? I'm very, very thankful for the fans. I thank you guys so much for showing out tonight. I think they did a very, very good job, and I think it was an amazing atmosphere. And I do think it affected the game. I think it affected Kansas going into it.
Yeah, I always love playing at the Jones, especially night game. Yeah, the crowd was they definitely showed up, and it was definitely a fun game to be a part of.
Cam, I know you've talked about it a little bit, and no reason to be modest here, but I think that was the 5th largest rushing game in Texas Tech history. I mean, I know you don't think about stuff like that, but when you're old and gray, that seems like something to tell people about quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty amazing game, but, just give it all to the guys. Help me out with that. So.
Same thing for you then, Sheridan. I mean, I know the most important thing is the win, but to see him come in and do that, especially in a moment like we've talked about with Will having to come in for Barron, how special of a night was that for Cam?
Yeah, again, it was amazing. We were very, very happy. Again, that's not the best we got. So with that being said, we're going to celebrate tonight, and then tomorrow around 12 o'clock, we're going to get over and see what we got to fix and move on to Arizona State.
This one's kind of for the both of you, but you've had maybe a couple of games where a team snuck up on you at the end of a first half, the Utah game and now this game. Just with the leadership, what was the most important thing you guys were doing in the locker room just to kind of recover from what they did at the end of that half?
Just like Coach McGuire said, like we are the best team in the country. We're able to shake things off like that and get our guys motivated. And it was nice to see Skylar on the sideline getting us motivated and Barron come back out.
Coach McGuire says all the time, the blowout games are boring. We love to be in the fight. So I feel like that we really prepared for games like this. So.
Anything else for these two go?
Sweet celebration in the end zone, bro. How did that feel? It was electric, huh?
Yeah, it was. I've been thinking about it all week, and finally got the chance. And maybe the crowd got loud. I didn't really hear, so.
100%.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all.
Grab the next players. David left me.
Put a fill in for him.
Sean?
What did Coach Wood say at halftime that changed this defense differently in the second half?
Coach Wood, he didn't really say nothing to us like going into halftime. It was all the players. Like, it's a player. We got a special team and it's player led, so we all came in there with our hair on fire, ready to go back out to make a change, like towards the stuff that we was doing bad on.
What was the main change that you felt, the main difference that you felt in the second half?
Everyone just started playing together. We started playing as a unit, and nobody wasn't trying to do anyone else's job. Everybody was just doing their job, and that's what it came down to.
What does it say about this defense that there hasn't been a team that scored 20 points or more on you guys this year, and you guys, according to Sheridan, still haven't played your best ball yet?
Yeah, we still haven't played our best ball yet, like you said. But the thing we're doing right now is just playing together, playing as a unit, and just taking care of our job and just doing our job for our brothers that's next to us.
Milo, how complimentary is it to be able to have Bailey on one side, Jacob be able to come collapse in, Brendan Jordan even to be able to come in and make a play, just for that front four to be able to know that at any time someone else can make that play that you can't?
Yeah, it make my job so much easier because it really make it to where the offense got to pick their poison. Like you can't double David Bailey and leave the other side where me and Skylar Gilhauer or AJ Holmes can just be free and just rush. It ain't gonna happen like that.
Skylar's one of the more vocal guys on the team. Obviously, when he goes out, who kind of stepped up across that front four for y'all?
AJ Holmes, for sure. AJ Holmes stepped up. Cofield, Jaden Cofield, Duda Banks, they all stepped up, played a huge role.
What's been the morale in the locker room knowing that Skylar had to leave, but it doesn't sound like it's too serious just yet?
Just once we found out that the X-ray went well, everybody had just we locked back in and we just took the field and we was good. Like knowing that he was good, like that made us play so much better because we was worried. We was super worried about him. So that freed us up a little bit.
And that went for the offense too.
Who's next? Pass the mic to Collier, please.
I'm good. All right.
We're in front of you.
Melo, I'd have to go back and double check for sure, but I think you're either at your career high or you're approaching your career high for sacks in a season. Mm-hmm. Just being a guy that's been around college football for a while, I guess how big has this year been for you and just kind of what this year could do for you as far as your future goes?
Yeah, man, when I first came to Texas Tech, it was just like I told myself like, man, this all I got. This my last ride. So, man, I just had to change. I changed in so many ways. Like when it come to attacking the training room, taking care of my body, doing extra field work, I just been hitting the lab different.
And there's a lot that could be said about just different pass rush moves that you or a guy like David Bailey could use with your arms, but I think like bend is a really important part of rushing the passer as well. How much do you work on that, or is that just something you feel like is like a natural thing?
Oh, I worked on that all summer with IU, just bending and finishing on the cue. That was the main thing, finishing and the bend part. So.
How big has IU been for your development this year?
Oh man, crazy. IU taught me so much since I've gotten here. It's crazy actually. Like I've learned so much from IU, and it's working. It's working.
I'll go to Justin next.
Ramel, obviously you've played in some big games with Georgia Tech and had big atmospheres, but where does this one rank? I mean, this blackout game with all these fans chanting all night long on defense, how did it feel out there?
Top. It's top 2 and not 1 for sure. It was the craziest atmosphere I ever been a part of.
And then the second one is I know you guys have had one of the highest pressure rates in the country, but you finally got to the quarterback today. I bet that felt good. Just how did it feel to finally get that off your back and finally get some sacks added up today?
It felt great because, like I said, man, the main thing for me has been like finishing on the cue, and to actually finish tonight, it made me feel different.
Yeah, to follow up on that, Romello, you mentioned AJ a moment ago. Obviously, I know he plays a lot, but probably a few more reps tonight when Skylar Gill-Howard went out. How do you think he has helped this defense and kind of shown what he's able to do specifically tonight if he's needed to play more?
Oh yeah, bro. AJ is different. Like soon as Skylar went down, he came up to me and was like, "Bro, it's time to go." And I just knew he was finna go in and make a lot of plays just off of like what he said to me soon as Skylar went down. Because, you know, we run games together. Skylar, man, I love running games with Skylar. But when AJ came in, he was ready to go, and it showed.
Sheridan, can we get a David Bailey? No. No impersonations?
No.
Melo, knowing that Daniels is a shifty quarterback, gets around a lot, was one of the big things y'all wanted to do to contain him today? Pocket.
Control the pocket and have great pass rush lanes. That was the main thing. We knew he could move around, and having great pass rush lanes was critical tonight. So,
yeah. Melo, you guys really stopped Kansas's run game very well, and you put them in a lot of obvious passing situations. How fun is it as a rusher to get to capitalize on those like you guys did?
Yeah. First off, you always got to stop the run if you want to go get out to the queue. So that was the main thing, stopping the run first, then we can get out to the queue and go get money.
Sheridan, what's it like for you and the rest of the offense knowing that the game tightens up and from the third quarter on, you didn't have to worry about a thing because Romello and the defense took over?
Yeah, I mean, it's a blessing for sure. It's very nice and satisfying seeing our defensive line get after another offensive line. That's very, 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 very nice to see. I think they're all very, very talented. And whenever the offense can't score, they step up and take over for us. One more on your right.
For either of y'all, having the alumni come talk to y'all before the game and seeing all that history that Texas Tech has brought, is there anything that kind of stuck with you going into the game that they said to y'all?
I mean, it was just nice seeing all the guys. It was cool seeing them come in wearing the numbers that they used to wear, and then you could see like, oh, this guy wore my number, you know. And then it was just cool talking to them because they were very, very motivating, coming up, dapping us up, telling us good luck, you know, get after them. Yeah,
the energy coming in there, so it was great. Like their energy was different. Like they got us going in a way. So.
Finish with Ty.
Which former players were associated with y'all? Who had y'all's numbers?
I didn't see my number.
I didn't see mine either. I saw the people's though.
Yeah.
Romello, you and David both tonight set your career highs for a season sack total.
Yes, sir.
If we had told you in August that you guys were going to both get your career highs in sacks by the 6th game of the season, what would you have thought?
I would have believed it. I would have believed it in a humble way. I would have believed it.
How would you say, as pass rushers, how would you say you guys are alike and how are you different?
I feel like when it comes to our get off, we're a lot alike. But when it comes to power and using hands, I feel like David got that in the way. But me, I feel like I lean on speed rush more. David, he can switch it up a little bit. And I throw a little power in there, but David, he's super powerful. And his hands he have bare hands. So like it's hard for people to block David Bailey. Super.
And the O-line knew that too going into the season, considering we had to go against them every single day.
Just one other thing for you, Romello, real quick. Texas Tech 6-0. Georgia Tech is also 6-0.
Yes, sir.
Any thought on your current team and your previous team both being undefeated at this point?
I wish them the best, man. I'm proud of them. I hope they can keep it rolling. So we're going to keep it rolling, though.
That's right.
All right, thank you, fellas.
Hey, appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night.